And if you start doing something different than everyone else is doing, they assume that you're attacking them for living their lives out. I don't know why people do this, but they do it. And so a lot of ways they want you to fail because they want confirmation that the path that they're on is the right path. And they want you to fail with the risk that you choose to take because it confirms the fact that they shouldn't take the risk that they weren't willing to take. And so don't be upset when people have these snide remarks. It's because they're actually protecting their own egos. You do not live in a way that I would prefer. That's all it is. Every single remark, why are you doing this, blah, blah, blah. It just comes down to you live your life in a way that I wouldn't prefer. And the answer to that is, of course not, because it's my life. You should live your life in the way that you prefer. Why should I live my life in the way that you prefer? That makes no sense. But as soon as I got that translation, that reframe, it somehow just like, it was like the volume of the world turned down for me. And so like, if you want something, you have to go get it. It's like this entropy, like the world will try to drag you down and make you a part of it. It will try to dilute who you are. It will try to make you fit into the mold that they accept. And so like you have to be willing to be extreme to get an extreme result, because many of the goals and aspirations that you have probably are above average. Like actually, if you look at it, you're like, I want to make $1 million a year. Fine. Guess how rare that is. You want to guess? It's not 1%. 1% 600K in the US. And if you're global, forget about it. So you want to make $1 million a year? That's not even a 1 out of 100 goal. It's a 1 out of 200, 1 out of 300 goal. And you have that goal and you think that somehow you're going to behave like the 299 and get there. It's not normal. It's unbalanced. You have to take unrelenting, obsessive amounts of action for a disproportionate period of time where you get zero reward for doing so. If anything, you just get disproportionate punishment for taking this, and you question your own sanity half the time because you're like, am I just being crazy? Is it insane for me to have these aspirations, these goals, these dreams for my life? And everyone around you will tell you yes, because it's in their best interest, because it makes it, your failure protects their ego. And so people demand success but refuse to work, right? They won't work weekends. People want opportunity but won't talk to strangers. People claim ambition, but they sleep in every day, right? We're the result of our actions, not our aspirations. So many people have the same goal as you, but very few of them will do the same work as you. And so you have to have uneven work to have an uneven goal. What's interesting about standards, more than the other first two things that I just brought up, is that standards actually have to come down to beliefs of what you think is possible. And the beliefs of what you believe are possible create the construct within which you live your life. For many people, working around somebody who's a super high achiever, a super high performer, shifts their worldview because they see a different way of operating. And a lot of it comes down to what that person demands and expects of the world in reality. How many doors will you go through or will you break down to get what you want? That is determination. Basically, the goal doesn't change. How you get there, you don't care about. You just care that you get there. And so the thing is that this isn't permission to act like a dick, but it is permission to say that if someone can't disprove why what you think is possible, that you absolutely can hold on to that with white knuckles and say, no, we will figure it out, and you will tell me what obstacles are in the way, and one by one we will dismantle them until all that is left is the goal. I'm never going to listen to someone whose aspirations for my life are smaller than my own. Like, don't take advice from someone who has smaller dreams for you than you. There's two kind of categories there. One is the actual pain, and the other is the uncertainty. But the thing is a lot of the pain comes from the uncertainty. And so you just have to have faith that if you keep paddling, if you keep your head above water, you'll eventually make it to where you're trying to go. And so it's the uncertainty that we have to battle. This is why there's, like, I do every once in a while make these types of videos, because like, it's the stuff between your ears, it's the beliefs you have about the world that ultimately allow you to persist and continue when things don't work. I just had a friend of mine from a long time ago who came out to visit me, and he had started a business, and it was in an industry that I know a lot about. And over that time period, he never once reached out to me for help or anything, closing the business down. And so when he came out, I was like, dude, what the hell? And he said, if I was going to fail, I wanted it to be my own. I didn't want anyone else to kind of like have a part of that. I wanted to own the outcome regardless. And I was like I heard that, and I just thought to myself, like, what a terrible way to see the world. Because my perspective is entirely different than that. Mine is I want to win no matter what. And if I need to ask for help from 100 different people, it doesn't matter how many people I help, because it is my fault no matter what, whether I win or not. And so it's also my responsibility to do everything in my power to win. Like, if you're good at something or you have some natural predisposition, by every means possible, knock on every door, bang the door down if you have to, get the opportunities that you want to. Like, what's your downside? Shame is your downside. Someone wagging their finger at you saying you broke a rule that doesn't exist, that I made up to make you feel bad. Them, you're gonna die, and so are they. So get what you want. And so right now you have likely the things that are causing you fear are rules you made up or rules that other people told you that you chose to believe. The way that you conquer those rules, or at least the ways that have helped me, is playing it out. It's like, okay, like fear exists in the vague, not in the specific. So when someone says, I'm going to be a failure, that's vague. What does that mean? It means that you tried something, it didn't work? Is that what you mean? Well, because that happens all the time, right? It can't be that. No, what is it? Well, other people would know that you tried something and it didn't work. Okay, does that mean that you give up forever? Because that would make you a failure, not just trying again. Because if you kept trying again, would you still be a failure if you tried a second time? Well, I guess if I was still trying, yeah, you're still trying. You're still trying. You're not a failure. You're still trying. Okay, well, what if I lost all my money? Well, guess what? 60% of America has no money. Welcome. 60% of America is like literally less than $0. They literally have less money than they owe. But even so, does sleeping on your couch or living in a worse neighborhood or not having as good of a car, does that make you a failure? I think it's still way better than the vast majority of the rest of the world. And so like in the Western or developed world, your worst case scenario is you get free housing and free food. That's your worst case scenario. I think the true downside is believing their lie and then living the rest of your life as a slave to someone else's dreams. No one cheers for you not drinking for a day, or not smoking on a long drive, or not overeating for one night. No single workout or meal is ever impressive on its own. The reason so few people understand success is consistency never looks impressive in the moment, only at the end. And so people only root for people who don't need it once you've already won. People are like, he's amazing, he's so good, but like that's the last time you need it, the least. And so you always have to be the person who roots for you before everyone else does. And people struggle to do things alone because if everyone else were cheering you on, then it means that you're not in the right place. It means that you're just like everyone else. And that's not where you want to be. And so self-love, if there is such a thing, isn't a wine and spa day. It's holding yourself to a higher standard than anyone else does. I think self-love is doing whatever you can to bridge the gap between who you currently are and who you believe you can become. And so the voice inside of your head that's never satisfied with your achievements isn't your insecurity. It's the part of you that knows that you can do more. So don't listen to people who are like, ignore that little voice. It's like, no, that little voice is knocking on your head being like, dude, you can do better than this. Opportunity only looks like opportunity looking backwards. Today, it looks like risk. When losers go through hard, they think, poor me. When champions go through hard, they think, poor everyone else who's going to try and catch me, because they're going to have to go through this too. You become successful the moment you decide you are, because there's always going to be another goalpost. And the thing is that your current self today is living a life that your past self once dreamed of. You've accomplished goals that you said would make you happy. You've accomplished things that you said would make you successful. And so success is very much in the eye of the beholder, including your own. And so that means that you can both be successful and be dissatisfied. They don't have to be mutually exclusive. And I think that's okay.